Okay, it's a new year. Happy New Year, everyone. You know what's up. YouTube is weird. It keeps unsubscribing people. If you enjoy the nonsense that I do here, please do subscribe. They also don't push out our videos anymore as much as they used to, so if you don't want to miss any of the nonsense that I put out here, you can also turn the annotations on. No, notifications on. One of the two. I don't know. Let's get right down to business and rank the queens of Season 9 based on their track records. Now, this is the point system in place, with the added thing that in the finale, as it was a competitive episode, the points are also awarded. The winner of the ultimate lip sync gets 5 points, while the loser 4 points. The queens that lost in the semi-final lip syncs get 0 points, as they were effectively eliminated. Now let's begin. In the last place is the second eliminated queen of the season, Kimora Black, with a 1.3 recurring PP score. Kimora is most known for, in the nicest way of saying it as possible, being a little dumb? Listen, in her first lip sync, when the song Love Shack went bang 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 on the door baby, knock a little louder baby, Kimora mimed shooting a gun at the bang 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 part. Then in the next episode she did not know what an adjective was and proclaimed that there was such thing as a super adjective. Did she mean like a superlative? Probably not. Her struggle on the runway was coming out onto the main stage without pads, and of course her whole banana lady and funky monkey thing. Okay, no. The last part is genius. It's basically what J.K. Rowling did with 90% of the characters in Harry Potter, but she just used mostly non-English words. If Kimora's princess character had been in the Harry Potter series, her name would have been like Dame de Banane or something, and she would have been Beauxbaton's professor of herbology. So, you know what? Maybe Kimora is a genius after all. Speaking of a genius, in the 13th place is the first eliminated queen of the season, James Mansfield. Queen of Pop. God, I hope I will be able to get her for the unpopular opinions about Season 9 video, which will probably be out in like 2022. But hey, all in good time. James has a PV score of 1.5. I think that James would do well on an all-star season, and she's on the top of my list of the first eliminated queens who should get another chance. Yes, you heard me right. She and nobody else. No, but James is really fun, so stand James. In the 12th place is Miss Cuckoo herself, with a 2 points per episode score, so less than in her original season, though she did make it further in the competition here, having lasted 5 episodes. Albeit, had Eureka not got injured, Cynthia probably lasts only 4 episodes in the season. No, I'm not doing that video if Eureka hadn't been injured. Not happening. Thank you. Now, you know I love Cynthia, so I just have to bring this up. When she showed us her Sofia Vergara impersonation after season 8 on her YouTube channel, it was good, like, it was funny to me, but her snatch game, it was rough. Really rough. But we still love the Miss Congeniality. In the 11th place is, to this day, the oldest contestant on Drag Race, the youngest being Trinity's ass, Charlie Hides. Now, as you can see, Charlie's PP score is the same as Cynthia's, and neither of them won a mini challenge, so why is Charlie above her? Well, because Cynthia had more chances than Charlie to improve her track record, and she didn't. I somewhat feel bad for Charlie. They really ganged up on her in the reunion, and why exactly? All of the explanations that she gave for her poor performance in the lip sync made sense, given what she was asked to do on the show, and the fact that she's a 50-something-year-old man. The whole thing about wanting to pretend that she was masturbating while lip syncing to I Wanna Go, which is a song about flicking and diddling, is a complete fabrication, and I will have none of that. Cracking the top 10 is a queen with a comedy queen-esque name, Farrah Moan, with a PP score of 2.25. Farrah, while the season was airing, blocked me on Twitter, and let me tell you why. So, in one of the first few episodes of the season, there is a shot of her doing her makeup, having the orange on her face to block her facial hair, and then her hair, which was blonde at the time, was slicked back, and on top of all of that, she was kind of squinting a little in the shot, and her eyes were kind of watery. So I took a screenshot of that, I tweeted it, saying that she looked like Trump. I mean, you know what, I deserved getting blocked, but like, it was clearly a joke. Come on now, Farrah is one of the most stunning queens we've ever seen on Drag Race. I mean, she probably blocked me because I didn't say JK though. In the 9th place is the only queen, aside from the winner, whose placement did not change on this list compared to her placement on the season. And that queen is Aja, with a PP score that I won't even read, but I will say that she earned 17 points in the 7 episodes that she competed in on the show. On this season, I didn't really care for Aja, up until maybe her last 2 episodes, where she really did let loose and she started having fun. She's so much more enjoyable on All Stars 3, a season where she was completely and utterly sacrificed just so that BB could have a semblance of a storyline. Shame. Literal shame. She could have easily been in the top 5, top 4 even, hell, top 2 if the jury liked her. In the 8th place is... No! Stop it. Stop commenting that. No, Nina should have been Black China comments. We're over that. It's 2021. Stop it. Nina's PP score is 2.5. She competed in 10 episodes, and yet a fifth of her overall score was earned in just 1 episode. The first episode of the season, when she won. Nina could have been such a strong competitor for the crown, had she not been in her head and all of that. She do be one that got away for this season, I would say. Well, she and another queen. In the 7th place is Nina's nemesis, Alexis Michelle, with a 2.81 recurrent PP score. Okay, so I like Alexis Michelle. Maybe not fully in some moments on that season, but pre-season when I saw her in this look, and then her Snatch Game, and in the Kardashians the Rusical, I loved her. I don't think she was ever making it into the top 4, but I still do think that she kind of got the hardest job during the ball, because she had to walk that very thin line of having to emulate the Native American YMCA character, but also not be offensive, you know? In the 6th place is the first queen from the top 4, the lip-sync assassin of the season, Queen of Pop, and one of my favorites of all time, Peppermint. Her PP score is 3.083 recurring. Peppermint would have been lower here on the list had there not been the lip sync for the crown thing in the finale, but she killed it there, and so she deserved that little boost. However, and as you can see, she placed 4 spots below her original placement. I think Peppermint is mostly remembered for her lip syncs on the season, then her performance in the makeover episode, and lastly, the fact that she is the first openly trans competitor on Drag Race, meaning that she was the first to audition and say, "Hi, I'm a trans woman, and you will have me on the show, and I will be iconic." And yes, she was, and she still is. In the 5th place is the queen that had the biggest transformation of the season, and under different circumstances, most definitely she would be the winner of the season. Trinity Taylor, now known as Trinity the Tuck. I think the majority of us started out the season being like, oh, another southern pageant queen. Okay, filler. But then after like 2 or 3 episodes, we realized how genuinely cool and fun Trinity was, and we started liking her. And then what did she do? She went on to All Stars, she dominated it, and her win was overshadowed by a gag because, oh, bull fucking who, the fans were upset. We stand Trinity in this house. In the 4th place is sort of Trinity's rival early on in the season, Eureka O'Hara, placing 7 spots above her original placement. Eureka's score was, of course, heavily helped by the fact that she got points on the episodes that she was forced to leave the competition due to her injury, and again, no, I'm not doing that video, but hey, that's just how the cookie crumbles. In Season 9, we got the glimpses of what Eureka would be like on Season 10, so, yep. Yes, Coco. In the 3rd place is Valentina with a 3.3 recurring PP score. Another contender for the crown that was taken out of the competition, although her elimination is so iconic now. I mean, yeah, was 100% on her. Like, it's completely on her for not learning the words to an Ariana Grande song. Like, how hard can that be? Valentina on the season played it very smart up until the last 2 episodes. In the first episode, she got away with that Gaga look, which she probably did not spend a lot of money on. And then in the second episode, she wore a wedding gown for the white party runway, which I still can't believe that she was the only one that wanted to do that. Like, that was almost obvious, and yet somehow also needed some ingenuity. And then in the episode after that, when she had to sew, She wore a look that she had already worn once at DragCon and then did not even get red for only wearing a bodysuit. Even when it came to non-look related challenges, she found a way to be shown as really good. Like in the 90210 challenge where she got maybe the second best written role. Valentina's just really smart, and I need to give her props for being one of the few queens that actually go far because of their strategy. In the second place, based on the track records, just like on All Stars 5, is Shea Coulee. Was she robbed? No. Was it kinda unfair that he threw in the twist of lip-syncing for the crown last minute when she was the clear frontrunner? Kinda, but you gotta complain to the queens that gave very lazy lip-syncs that ultimately made lip-sync almost pointless in the season, which is why lip-syncing for the crown was implemented. Does Shea still lose sleep over losing season 9? Yeah, absolutely not, I don't think so, and neither should you. Shea was so fun on this season, and she excelled at every challenge. Well, of course, except for the makeover. But her being so good at everything made me wonder, and still makes me wonder, if her makeover challenge mishap was planned. Like, I can't fully comprehend that she messed up in that challenge, because she really is that good. Also, her promo look is one of my all-time favorites on the show. Before you say that I gave points for the finale just so that Sasha could have a better score than Shea, Miss Dude, they had the same track record before the finale, with Sasha having one mini challenge win over Shea, so if you don't include that, being 1 point behind Shea. And then in the finale, she beat her fair and square. But then also Shea got 2 questionable wins on the season, so double crowning? Well, yeah, that would have worked without the lip sync for the crown format. Anyways, Sasha. Sasha's PP score is 3.916 recurring, and it puts her in the top of the Drag Race pantheon. I think she's like in the top 5 overall when it comes to track records, not including All-Star seasons, of course, and not including the spin-offs with different production teams and different main judges. Bob was the first winner of Drag Race that I rooted for from the beginning, but Bob was never my number 1. Sasha was my number 1 from the get-go. The moment that I found out in the Meet the Queens that she was the first Slavic queen on Drag Race, I was like, yeah, absolutely, 100% you're the one. And here's the thing. Even before the lip-syncing for the crown finale, I was sure Sasha was going to win. Everyone was saying it was going to be either Shea or Trinity, but I just kind of had this feeling that it was going to be Sasha. I just don't know why. And yeah, you can call me biased or whatever for rooting for a queen just based on her ethnicity because it vaguely corresponds to mine, but I kind of genuinely don't care. Slavic people in the US have never been portrayed as good, so seeing someone like Sasha being portrayed as great and even poking fun at the evil Russian stereotype was so fun to see. In short, stan Sasha Velour. Though, can I just say that it's such a missed opportunity that Sasha and Shea never did that. The 2 performances where Shea lip-syncs to All the Things She Said and Sasha to Ya Zaszła Suma. Now I would like to see that. I don't know. The biggest winner of the season is Eureka O'Hara, who placed 7 spots above her original placement on the season. And the biggest loser is, sadly, our queen Peppermint. Okay, wait. I just noticed that both of their mouths are just like open and it's distracting me. I don't know why. Anyways, Peppermint placed 4 spots below her original placement. I know some may point out that Eureka only got her placement here via technicality. Both sides of the argument are valid, so let me just also mention that if we don't consider Eureka for this category, Valentina is the biggest winner. And now, the notes. Episode 1, the tribute episode for the tribute act herself. Obviously, Eureka and Sasha are high, as they're in the top 3 alongside Nina, who won. Everyone else is safe, and no, there are no low placements, as, well, duh, there were no low placements. Episode 2, the Let's Injure Everyone episode. Shea and Trinity are, of course, high, and Charlie is low. Again, of course, she's a 50-something-year-old man in a gymnastics challenge. Episode 3, the Princesses episode. Peppermint and Valentina are high, Pheromone is low. Episode 4 with the morning news challenge. Now, here Shea and Sasha won together, so their teammates are high. Now on the losing team, Cynthia, Eureka, and yeah, even Nina, although she was shown as being very defeated, are safe and Peppermint is low. Episode 5 with the Kardashians, the Rusical challenge. Alexis Michelle won the first mini challenge of the season, so her score here is in blue. I mean, there's an overlay of chartreuse, but the font of the number is blue. You can't really tell. You'll see later. Or you have seen it before. Doesn't matter, never mind. One of the reasons why I love Season 9 so much is because of the lack of the mini challenges. There's like 0.3 mini challenges this season, and that's how it should be. Alexis and Peppermint are high in this episode, and Nina is low. In this episode, Eureka is taken out of the competition due to her injury, but her safe placement points still count, and Farrah and Cynthia get their bottom 2 points, meaning that they each get 1 point for this episode. Episode 6, Snatch Game. Sasha is high. Her Madalena is one of my favorite Snatch games, by the way, as is Nina. Farrah is low. Episode 7 with the 90210 acting challenge. Here, Valentina and Shay are high. Sasha Velour is low, and this is her only low placement this season, by the way. Episode 8 with the RuPaul Roast Challenge. Shay and Sasha are high, Trinity is low. Episode 9, the episode, Peppermint and Trinity are high, and Alexis is low. Episode 10. Here, Sasha is high for the makeover, Peppermint is safe, and Alexis is low. Episode 11 with the gayest ball ever. Sasha is high with a mini challenge win, and Trinity is safe. Trinity's critiques were exactly there in the middle, the judges being divided between her first and her second look, and then her third look getting a lot of praise. Those critiques don't really seem like critiques for someone who is low, don't you think? And lastly, episode 14, the finale. As this season's finale had the lip sync for the crown format, the top 4 can earn points as well. Shay and Trinity are the 2 eliminated this episode, and Peppermint and Sasha are the top 2. Peppermint gets 4 points for not winning, and Sasha 5 for winning. And that's it. That's the video. We are finally done with the regular seasons. Well, the ones that have come out so far. And I'm going to do All Stars next, definitely before the end of season 13 and the end of season 2 of Drag Race UK. Oh, and by the way, I won't be doing the episode by episode reviews of season 13 or, season 2 of UK, but there will be some minor videos here and there. I already have 2 videos in mind after the first episode, which was yikes. But anyways, thank you for watching.